Hey everyone, I'm so sorry I can't be there today. It sucks being sick. So, last class we talked about using the elimination method when we add two equations together to eliminate one of the variables. This time we're going to look at when we have a system of equations, we want to use elimination, but neither of the variables have the same coefficient and opposite signs. So let's look at the x's first. Do they have the same coefficient and opposite signs? No, one has a coefficient of 1, one has a coefficient of 2, they're both positive. For the y's, one has a coefficient of 3, the other has a coefficient of 2, and they're both positive. So what do we do now? Do we have to go back and use substitution? No, we can still use elimination, but we have to take an extra step before we can eliminate a variable. So in this case, what we're going to do is we are going to use something called equivalent equations. And in an equivalent equation, what we're doing is we're going to multiply the entire equation or both equations by a number that will create a new but still equal equation. Okay, so in this problem, I'm going to choose to eliminate the variable x because it's going to be a little easier, a little less work for me to make the x have the same coefficient. So I have to look at this and go, okay, I have 1x and 2x. What do I need to multiply the equation by to make 1x into 2x? 1 times 2 is 2. But I also need them to have opposite signs. So I'm not just going to multiply by positive 2, I'm going to multiply the whole equation by negative 2. By multiply the whole equation, what I mean is that I'm going to distribute that negative 2 to every number in the equation. So negative 2 times x is going to give us negative 2x. So that's going to be the first part of our new equivalent equation. Negative 2 times 3y is negative 6y. And negative 2 times 7 is going to give us negative 14. Okay, so now we have an equivalent equation. Our x's have the same coefficient and opposite signs, so we are ready to use our elimination method and add the two equations together. Okay, so 2x plus negative 2x is the same as subtracting, so 2x minus 2x is 0. So we eliminated the x's. 2y plus a negative 6y is negative 4y. And 6 plus negative 14 is negative 8. Now, we know that the 0 isn't going to do anything to change the 4y, so we're just going to leave that as negative 4y equals negative 8. Now remember that negative 4y is the same as negative 4 multiplied by y. So to get rid of that negative 4, we're going to do the inverse operation and divide both sides by negative 4. So we're going to get y equals negative 8 divided by negative 4. They're both negative, so the answer is going to be positive 2. Now that we found y, we still have to find x. So we're going to go back to using substitution. We're going to substitute the 2 in for x in one of the equations. It doesn't matter which equation you choose. I'm going to choose the second equation. All right, so now I'm going to rewrite my equation, substituting in that 2. So I will write it as 2x plus 2. I'm going to put the parentheses in where I'm going to substitute, equals 6. So I'm substituting the 2 in for the y. Now I need to solve this equation for x. My first step for that is going to be multiplying the 2 by the 2 in the parentheses. Remember our PEMDAS, our order of operations. 2 times 2 is 4. So this would be 2x plus 4 equals 6. Next, I have to get rid of that positive 4. And I'm going to use the inverse operation of subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 4 from each side. And I'm going to get 2x equals 6 minus 4, which is 2. Now again, 2x is equal to 2 times x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And x equals 1. So now I've figured out my x value and my y value. I'm going to write my solution as an ordered pair. So my solution is going to be 1, 2. Okay, so now I want you to try the 2 try-it problems. They are very, very similar to this example where you only have to make one equivalent equation. There is an assignment right below these notes for you to try out these problems and submit them. Please email me if you have any questions or problems. I will see you guys on Friday.